there, it's Zen here. Welcome to my channel. Here I promote peace, love. I hope you do enjoy. I got you something from a book I read recently. I keep reading it a lot actually. It's one of my favorite books. It's called 40 Rules of Love. Stay tuned. You may want to know about this one. It's actually not about the love of, oh, you need to love me this way, you need to love me that way. No, this is not about that. It's about a Sufi, and talking about the Rumi and all, it's just about the soul's journey. I'm gonna actually take some information on that part, on the soul's journey to attaining oneness, which means peace, to just have that serenity in you, to just be okay, with all that is as is. So I wrote you down a few notes just for you. So buckle up, we're gonna start. The very first one, I talked about the primitive self. The primitive self in this state, it was talking about how a human is stuck in their baser self. The baser self, we can say it in the negative, where you're just blaming everybody. It's you did this to me, they did it to me, the government is doing it, pointing fingers of just all that is going on in your life that you feel is not going well. You just want to point fingers and say, no, it's not me, it's you. And also being stuck in worldly pursuits, the material world. So there you can't be happy, always chasing. Sometimes when you're chasing, you should know the chase doesn't end. It keeps running. The struggle, if you keep hitting a wall, it will break, but also you'll get your knuckles also done, in a sense. But in this story, it's just talking about how everybody's just not happy, just unhappy with life, being unhappy with everything, blaming, negative, always just pointing fingers and not wanting to look at yourself of what are you doing in the equation, as the story says, it takes two to tango, that saying. So this is the primitive self, which is the first stage where it's just not happening. The machine keeps breaking down. The machine keeps breaking down. The machine keeps breaking down. And you just like, wah! You want to just burst, So that's the first step. The first stage of self, where you're just not having peace. It's just a mess and you just don't know how to hold it together. And the second part talked about the aware self. In the book, it talks about just inspire. It actually talks about accused naf, they call it. Accused, no, which is like a soul. Naf definition means the soul. So the accused naf, in this sense, I made it more simple for you to say it's where you are aware. This is where you're like, okay, I get it now. Oh my, what have I been doing in this picture? You start taking those fingers you've been pointing, you pointed to you to say, what did I do? Where am I responsible? How did I contribute to this situation to being like that? What am I doing in this sense that the situation is like this? It's where you are responsible, taking responsibility, and you're more aware and just saying, okay, I may have done a bit, contributed to the destruction, the blaming part where I'm just like, you, the government, everybody, you did it. That you also started it. Some part, you also did something, there's no smoke where there's no fire. You should know that also by now, I would say. So be patient with me today. The head, not 100, but I'm here still standing. Just want to pass you the message. So we're going to get to the third stage, which is where you get to the inspired self, where when you're in that stage, or the person that you say, okay, I don't know it all. You know, there's something that I've been missing here. I've been thinking that everybody is to blame, you know, and I need to start learning new ways. I need to figure out what and how to change myself to get to a better state of being so that I can change the ways I've been doing things, you know, for you. This can get you from that stage of being so primitive. You get to the responsibility part of being aware, and you get to the more inspired part where you're like, okay, let's get the books out. Let's go and figure out who can help me with this story of mine that I'm just stuck in the negatives. I don't know how to get myself out of it, you know. You become more patient. You are more perseverant. You have more perseverance in you. There's more wisdom to say, okay, I admit I don't know it all, you know. When you get to that point where you say, I don't know it all, it's actually a big step where you can just pat yourself in the back to say, I did accept and I did take responsibility to say, I don't know it all. So that's a very good step for you. And we have the part where it humbles you. You're more in humility. You're like, okay, I drop the weapons. I humble myself to knowing better, to understanding better, so that you can be better. You can attain peace. It's just the first 3 stages that I'm going to leave you with today. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can. If not, it's still fine. There's a notification bell also at the bottom. If you like it, ding ding. Like if you like, dislike if you don't like it so much. Or you can move on to the next, you know. I'm still learning. My channel is still new. I'm just here to try to give you some advice. So I hope you enjoy it. Sending you love, peace, and joy. Take care for now. Bye.